Today, Kevin and I are going to be trying some of Jessica's granola. We have the chocolate chip, the chocolate hazelnut,
almond cherry, and vanilla maple.
These were different prices. These in our area, when you look up Jessica's, they're only available at 2 stores in our area, either Meijer or Whole Foods. So we got 2 at Meijer and 2 at Whole Foods. The chocolate hazelnut and the almond cherry were $7.19 at Whole Foods. The other 2, that would be the chocolate chip,
and vanilla maple.
Those were only $6.99 at Meijer.
Still a 20 cents difference.
It's only 20 cents difference because Meijer is a more expensive store. Yeah. Meijer's more expensive, like Kroger's more expensive. You know, all those are more expensive than like Walmart. But $6.99 to $7.19, and these are the only 4 that we saw. So we wanted to get everything we could. Okay, so, and these were recommended to us from Alyssa. Alyssa, we had tried some other granolas, and Alyssa said, I really like Jessica's. Have you tried that? We hadn't. These are all gluten-free. It's no trans fat, no cholesterol, non-GMO verified, made with certified gluten-free oats. This is an 11-ounce package of the chocolate chip granola. It says 5 servings, 2/3 cup or 60 grams is 260 calories. If you only get 30 grams, which is normally the serving I get, I usually add stuff like this a lot of times to yogurt. So when I'm adding it to yogurt, I only get the 30 grams. It's 130 calories.
I think they're all the same too.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
One of them, if you add the 60 grams, it's 10 more calories.
Yeah, that's weird.
The 30 grams is the same.
It's all 130 calories, yeah, for 30 grams. So that's what we're gonna go for, 30 grams.
There may be some rounding going on.
Yeah. Ooh, these look like almost like cookie pieces.
They're chunks, big chunky pieces.
That's 31 right there. That's how much you're looking for.
It smells very oaty.
Yeah. Okay.
Look at the big chunk.
It says, thanks for buying my pure and delicious gluten-free granola. It is filled with plenty of rich chocolate chips.
And there are a ton of them. I like the texture. It's kind of, the oats have been like toasted to where they're really, really like crunchy. Kind of like you get toasted coconut, where you got the difference between a regular piece of coconut that's kind of chewy, and that toasted coconut that's kind of crunchy. This is kind of like the crunchy version of oats. It's like it's not really chewy like an oat normally is. It's kind of crunchy. I like that. It's got a lot of cinnamon in it though. It dries your mouth out.
I was gonna say, this we did a review. I remember the review now that I think Alyssa, where she recommended these. We tried the new Purely Elizabeth cookie granola.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. And this is, would be the same thing as that. This has cinnamon. That had cinnamon. And it's supposed to be chocolate chip. So
the bad thing is that the cinnamon's really strong. It literally dries my mouth out. It's like I want a drink of something.
That was the Purely Elizabeth said cookie. So when they're telling you this is supposed to be chocolate chip cookie, I don't put who puts cinnamon in their chocolate chip cookies? I never put cinnamon.
Unless you're making a cinnamon chocolate chip cookie.
Yes, exactly. I haven't heard of a cinnamon chocolate chip cookie. Just don't hear about it. So that was my complaint in that one. I liked it, and it made it to the favorites video at the end of the month because I did like it. But I wanted you all to know this isn't a chocolate chip cookie. This for Jessica's to call this chocolate chip, I would say, you know, you need to know that it has cinnamon in it, and it's cinnamon chocolate chip.
Look at the hunks.
But I can honestly say, between the Purely Elizabeth and this one, I actually like the Purely Elizabeth more.
Oh, really?
Yes, because I like the chocolate more.
Yeah.
That was me. I like the chocolate more. I like this a lot. I think it's good. But I would prefer that Purely Elizabeth over these. Now these other ones might be different.
I don't remember the chocolate, so I can't compare the two. I just remember the other one being kind of odd, having the cinnamon. This one, I don't think it's as odd. I do think it very, very much dries my mouth out. It's very, very strong cinnamon. I don't mind it. I really like the crunchy texture of it.
I do too.
The toasted coconut, I mean, the oats really makes a difference. It's really nice. So.
No, I like that too. I just know I ate 3/4 of the bag of the Purely Elizabeth.
You would know better.
I ate a lot of it, and so I prefer the other. But this is really good too.
I like it. Especially if you're adding it to, like you could put that in milk and really eat it like cereal if you wanted to.
Yes, you could. It would be delicious.
Or over yogurt, I could see that being really, really good, adding that crunchy texture.
We're going for 30 again. All these are going to be the same.
A lot of these I can imagine eating with milk, but boy, the calories for if you added it to milk would be nuts. It's dead on.
That is exactly 30. Okay, this is the chocolate hazelnut granola.
Yeah, look at the big hunks.
Filled with dark cocoa powder, rich chocolate chips, and delicate hazelnuts. Okay, you see the texture of that?
That's what this one reminded me of.
See, I didn't get a piece like that.
Oh, mine was all crunchy like that.
No, this is softer.
Yeah, but
those chips, those chocolate chips
were hard. I don't remember being that bad. They didn't get in the way of anything for me.
That texture is better than that. My piece of the chocolate chip.
The oats are harder than this in this too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That one was the overall texture. That's why I chose the Purely Elizabeth.
Absolutely.
Because that texture, it was easier to eat. It was softer. This has that texture. I love that soft.
It's very, very, very nice.
It's there is a crunchy element to it, but it's a soft crunchy.
Yeah.
It's
cocoa's a little dark though.
There's enough of those really soft hazelnut pieces that it just adds so much to that texture.
I still like it that the oats are toasted and they're not like chewy. I don't really like a chewy oat. Like the overnight oats tend to be soggy and chewy. I hate them. This is not. This is a very crunchy oat. It's not chewy.
I'm dying to eat more. That right there is a dangerous.
So you don't think it's dark, like a really dark chocolate, like baking cocoa kind of dark? I get that a lot.
It reminds me.
It's not like a dark candy bar, but it does kind of lean towards that dark.
To me, it's about as dark. I've always loved those no-bake chocolate cookies, which you make with cocoa.
Yeah, no, I can see that 100%.
And so that's what that reminds me of. It's like those no-bake.
Yeah, except they don't have the peanut butter in there to really add that flavor.
Right. So I love that.
I do have to say I do end up liking, once I tried to get both of them together, I did like the cocoa better.
You did?
Than the first one, yeah.
The texture's different.
Yeah, it's a
better.
softer crunch. Yeah. Wow, is that a raisin?
I think it is. These are some
huge raisins.
Monstrous steroid. They're on steroids raisins.
Yeah, look, there's one more.
Oh, get it. Yeah, hello. That is like, yeah. This is, they're cherries.
Okay, they're cherries. I didn't know what it was. I knew they're big. They look like raisins.
Oh,
you can see our confusion because they're huge.
Yeah, it's like,
but they look like raisins, but they're...
Okay, so this is almond cherry granola made with Michigan cherries.
So this is not in the big hunks like the other ones were.
Okay, so this says... What is in the... Oh, here we go. Crunchy, plenty of crunchy toasted almonds and chewy Michigan dried cherries. Ooh, I want to definitely get a cherry.
Try everything together if you want, but I'm going to get just some of the oats by itself.
Oh, okay. I'll do the oats first before I get the cherry. I do have to say that the hazelnut one, I didn't get a lot of hazelnut.
No, I'm sure they're mixed in.
It was more chocolate.
I mean, I see hazelnut in there.
Yeah, it was more chocolate though.
I like the oats in there, the granola part. It's really nice. It kind of reminds you of the same texture of the cocoa one. The chocolate one. I like that. Yeah. Most of the ones you poured in the bowl were small, but I'm glad to know there are some bigger hunks in
That Michigan cherry is delicious.
there. Yeah, it's not a really tart, bitter cherry either. It's nice.
No. No, and you do get, I'm looking down in the bag, you get a lot of those big cherries
Yeah,
in
they're all pretty much huge.
I'm glad they didn't skimp on those because some companies would have. Well, I mean, in like some cereals, you know, they'll say, oh, you get all these almonds and stuff like that in there, and then you don't hardly get anything. I think this is really good too.
Yep.
There's a little bit of a sweetness there, but that would be good with milk too.
That would be good with milk. Like I said, your calories would be ridiculous.
These are big chunks.
Oh wow, it's like broken up cookies. This is a vanilla maple.
I went over. There we go. That's 29, so that's really close. Okay. Vanilla maple granola. No nuts, fruits, or chocolate to complicate the delicate flavor. Okay. That's a big piece.
That takes me back to the chocolate chip a little bit as far as the texture goes. It's a little bit harder. I don't mind it though. I don't like it that it's crunchy, but I think I like that. I don't get maple really a lot.
I was gonna say they did the maple. I like the maple because it's just a hint of maple.
Yeah, just enough to add a little bit of different layer of flavor to it.
I do like the texture of it.
It's not strong maple. It's really not strong vanilla, honestly. You're really getting just the oaty flavor.
Yeah, it's more just oats, pure oats than anything.
That would be really good. I mean, it's good by itself, but that would also be another one good to mix with something else.
In this, I don't detect any cinnamon.
I think
it does have cinnamon.
I get a little bit of cinnamon.
It does have cinnamon.
Not as much as the chocolate chip.
No, it doesn't come, at least if it does, you can't taste it like you could in that first one. I don't know why, but you could. So yeah, it does have a little bit of cinnamon in it, which surprises me. Because I'm really just getting that oaty flavor and that very, very faint whiff of maple, and that's it. It's not a strong.
I get a little bit of vanilla.
Yeah, it's not a strong granola though.
It's good. I like all of it. Truthfully, I like everything here.
Okay.
I do think they're a good brand.
What's your very favorite?
Probably the cherry one.
Okay. And then if you have to pick another one. The cherry one.
Probably the cocoa, the chocolate one.
Those are both from Whole Foods.
Yeah, those are probably the two I would go.
The hazelnut and the almond cherry are the two I would get. And so in our area, you're only going to find those at Whole Foods. Because Meyer has the other two.
Yeah. The other two were bad, but like I didn't notice the hardness of this one until after I
compared them.
Well, I compared them. I went from the cocoa one, chocolate one, the hazelnut. Went back to that. It was quite a bit harder, and the vanilla maple. The only reason I went pick it is because it's a little harder. So
this is the easiest one. This is the softest one that we got. I mean, it still has some crunch to it, but it's a different kind of crunch.
Yeah,
like
it more collapses when you eat it.
Yes, and it's pleasurable to eat. It really is.
The only bad thing about this one is it does come across as a little baking cocoa for me, just a little bitter, but it's not like. We've had candy bars that were much, much worse.
Right. Like this though, I would eat that straight out of the bag. You don't need to add anything else to it.
Although it would be good in yogurt or whatever.
It would be good, but I'm saying it's not necessary to jazz it up at all because it's not necessary. So,
you could take this on a trail mix or whatever when you're hiking or whatever.
You could. You absolutely could. And just, you're going to eat and eat and eat. So that's my very favorite. But then yes, the cherry one would be my second place. So thank you very much to Alyssa for recommending these. You know, it's one of those things I'm sure we saw it at Meyer and Whole Foods and just never thought about trying it before, but absolutely worth trying. And I don't think the prices are back because prices of granola are
granola's expensive anyway.
Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll have pictures for you at the end, and thanks for watching.